Hey guys, how's it going? In today's video, I'm going to share with you CRO best practices, right? Conversion rate optimization best practices that I've learned throughout my journey of running multiple funnels and ads for multiple clients. Currently, we handle roughly about 2.5 lakh per week in Facebook ad spend. So I'm going to talk from my hands-on experience. And just to give you some context, recently we tried to optimize overall performance of one of our clients, and he was experiencing his cost per acquisition. His CAC was around 700 to 800 rupees, and we thought that we can optimize his entire funnel and bring it down to 4 to 500 rupees, and we wanted to test different things out. So we changed a few things here and there, and which I'll talk about just now in this video, and I'll tell you exactly what we tested. And what I'm going to tell you is that we failed. Okay, so with complete honesty and transparency, I'm going to tell you from my hands-on experience on what are some implementable CRO best practices, not stuff that which a lot of people will talk about, but I'll tell you that stuff that truly matters from the perspective of CRO. And what have I learned after making some of our clients win, applying the CRO principles, and losing a lot of times when we did a lot of split testing. Okay, so I'm going to tell you some tips, some lessons I'm going to share with you. Now, going back to this recent case study that I'm talking about. So now this client's landing page conversion rate was averaging around 9 to 10% at the moment, right? When we took over, and we thought we can bring the cost down to 4 to 500 rupees, currently averaging at 7 to 800 rupees. So I thought that, the landing page conversion rate is about 9 to 10% average. Best case scenario, this is a digital product funnel. So best case scenario, usually for a paid product, you cannot expect more than 9 to 10% at this moment as we speak in Indian markets. And that's what I feel right now from my hands-on experience, just my opinion and perspective. And I thought, so we cannot increase the conversion rate of the landing page because we are already like experiencing the best case scenario. So let's try to see if we can get more people to click and then end up like maintaining the conversion rate of the landing page. So instead of, say, for example, if we are getting 100 people right now in a day, just an example, and as a result, we are getting 9 to 10 people convert and do what we are asking them to do on the landing page. What if we start to get 150 people at the same cost or around the same cost? Because as a result of that, if we get more volume of people on the landing page and we maintain the conversion rate, because then only this is going to help, right? So the tip number one for you is, don't just focus on one thing when you are executing as your output. So here's what I mean. When people apply CRO principles, one of the mistakes I see people make, even my team made the same mistakes, even I make the same mistakes so many times, that we focus on one thing, and that's only how we judge the that how effective our actions are, and are out based on one outcome. So for instance, if we thought if we could drive more traffic, more people, and we can send them over to this landing page, then great, we have done a great job. We met our goal, right? But the actual objective, the goal is not to just drive more traffic. The goal is being very specific about the objective. The goal is that we have to drive more people to the landing page at the same cost, which means same ad spend. And we have to convert the same amount of people, which means conversion rate. We want to maintain that. If we do that, that's when it will be effective. That's when it will give us the desired result that we want, and it'll bring us closer to our actual main goal that we have. So as we start to implement, we make this mistake that, okay, so, we have to just drive more traffic. So let's just try to obsess over hook rates, and let's see how we can make more people hook to our ads, and let's see how we can make more people click on our ads. And then suddenly we get those metrics up, but suddenly our conversion rates go down. And as a result, the entire funnel breaks, or it's just keeps on giving it the same performance, right? So it doesn't improve the performance, which is the end objective behind any CRO practice that you deploy, or I deploy, or we deploy, right? So the tip number one is, be very specific about what exactly are you trying to achieve through your CRO practices. That's the first thing. Be very, very specific about the goal that you're setting, the objective you're setting behind your CRO strategy. Be very specific. What is it that you're trying to achieve specifically? Okay. In this case scenario, going back to the same example, in this case scenario, this is not an example, this is a real case study. In this case example, my objective was to increase the volume of people who will land on the landing page, number one, and then maintain the conversion rate that we already have on this landing page, which was around 99%, 9 to 10%, right? So our objective was this. This is what the goal was at the same ad spend. So we did not want to increase the ad spend, right? We want to maintain the same cost, you can say, if not ad spend. So I thought, okay, so conversion rate is great. So how do we now try to get more people, more volume, more number of people click and land on this landing page and convert at the same cost? How can we do it? So we tried to, first thing we tried deploying and launching new ads, right? And the reason why we did that was because currently the conversion rate is extremely good, landing page conversion rate, which means there is a solid ad to landing page congruency, okay, or congruence, however you pronounce it. I see people miss out on this important and they overlook this component, which is the congruence between the ad and the landing page. And I'll tell you the reason why it happens, going back to the same thing I mentioned before. It happens because people are obsessing a lot over hook rates and hold rates, when the most important thing that matters to any business, to you, me, is people who click should convert. It does not matter how many clicks I get, because the ultimate objective for any business is to get more people to convert. Basically, that's just the bottom line. And if you're not getting that, then none of these practices is going to help. So our goal, when I looked at it, okay, currently, we are getting these many people to click and these many people are buying and taking the action we want them to take on the landing page. How can I get more people to basically click and visit the landing page while maintaining the congruence? Okay, that's the objective. So we deployed new ads. Now, when we started deploying new ads while trying to maintain the congruence, we were not able to get more people to click. So we used different, from the media buying perspective, we started to use different types of ad creatives. So we started to use not just video, but we started to use image ads, static, carousel ads, right? And then we started to play around with different design styles, right? Like UGC style. Then we tried some very well edited style, 2-3 different styles of ads we tried. The reason why we tried that was because CPM was going a little high, and as a result of overall, the cost per result was high. The CAC was around 700-800 rupees, like I said before, and we wanted to bring it down to 400-500, within that range. So we tried deploying new ads, tried to hack into different inventory, which is through static ads and carousels and stuff like that. But none of that worked. And the performance maintained. It's not that the performance, depreciated or something. It was still the same performance. We were still getting the same results. The cost per result was still the same. But it did not improve, because we wanted to improve it, right? So we were like, okay, so we tested these things. As a result of that, good thing happened on a side note was that we found a new winning ad, which was great. But we tested something, it did not do what we actually wanted it to do, which was getting more people to click and land on the landing page while maintaining the conversion rate. So and we tested, similar things for a few weeks, not just like for 1 week. We tested similar things for like 4-5 weeks, but none of that worked and did what we wanted it to do. As a result of this action, I realized that the current messaging that we have on the landing page, that needs to change, so that I can change and tweak the messaging, or you can say marketing angle, in the ads. And as a result, get more people to click and then land on the landing page and then convert. This is a very important lesson for you. The next tip. It's not just about changing stuff at the ad level. It's also about understanding that your ads and your landing page, you need to maintain the congruence even when you're trying to increase your TAM, your addressable market size. There has to be congruence there. Whether you sell e-commerce or you sell digital products, does not matter. It's the same. So when I tried to maintain the same marketing message and try to deploy different types of ads, hoping that will get me more traffic, reduce the CPMs, get more clicks, but relevant clicks, and as a result maintain the conversion rate and overall bring the CAC down, I was not able to do it. And I was able to conclude because of this test that we have to change the marketing angle. We have to change the marketing message. The positioning of the product needs to change. Why? Because only then I'll be able to drive more people from the ads to the landing page. And guess what? I can drive more people from the ad to the landing page without changing the messaging on the landing page. But guess what's going to happen? If I say ABC to people in the ad and the landing page talks about XYZ, there's no congruence, which means conversion rate is going to dip down, right? So I'm very specific about these actions. Okay. So then I was like, okay, so I have to re-strategize the product's positioning all over again, and then have to find a unique, like a blue ocean within the red ocean, and see if I can position this same product differently, which can attract more volume, right? And it makes more sense like that. So I did some research again. We went back to the drawing board. I did the market research again to reposition the, you can say, the go-to-market strategy, not as a whole, but the product positioning, the value proposition. If we could just retweak that, or re-edit or reposition that, and tried various bunch of things, and spent some good amount of hours and days to understand this market really well. And then I crafted a brand new landing page, changed the headline, repositioned the offer, gave a different appeal to the design as well, so that we can make it more massy, like more people to want to, to basically act on it. Depending on the aesthetics was also we were trying to match the volume, the masses. So I did all of this, and we tweaked and we made the offer more open for a little broader audience. And we launched the first phase of the test. Now guess what we do? Now, remember what I was just saying before, that there has to be congruence. So I always want to prove a point, and I always want to not tell people things, but show people things. I'm not talking about seeing these videos. I'm just taking out time. I'm just doing this because I want to do something that I can commit to and be more consistent at doing. I don't want to do things that I cannot be consistent at. I might as well just park that idea somewhere else and come back to it and revisit it when I am ready to commit to it for a long period of time. And that's the reason why I'm doing such kind of videos, because I'm able to commit to it, because I'm able to insert this idea of doing such kind of videos within my daily routine, day-to-day routine. As I step out of my gym, I do these kind of videos every day. But soon I'm going to develop the habit and commit myself to do more training-based videos. But whatever I'm telling you is because even though if I'm not showing you in this video particularly, but I do have to show to my team, right? Whatever I say. So practicing what I preach and not just preaching. So I wanted to show them the importance of congruence. And the first test we launched after repositioning the offer was with the same old ads that we were running, the winning ads we were running with the previous offer's positioning. And guess what happened? Zero conversions. Zero. Not even one. Zero. Why? And the cost was, we spent like 3x, 4x more. So if we are getting, our current CAC is, say, for example, 700 rupees, we spent about 3,000 rupees and zero conversion events. Why? And I'll tell you, even the click-through rate was very high. Even the CTR was very high. So it just didn't work as effectively as we wanted it to work. And now, of course, and I'm again with complete transparency, not to just say things that I have not done, I'm going to launch the second phase of the same test, but in this second phase, I'm going to relaunch with a new ad as per the new positioning. And then we'll test the complete messaging from end to end, maintaining the congruence of people who are clicking and then making them buy. So we'll maintain the congruence of what we're saying in our ads to what the landing page says. So the whole lesson and the biggest bottom line tip from the perspective, from the perspective of CRO, is that don't just obsess over the button of your CTA, the color of the CTA button, which is on your landing page. I see people do that. Don't obsess over changing the text on the CTA buttons, because these are not the major needle movers in a business to make people convert more or make your ads more scalable. Look at what are the major levers that will, if you pull those levers down, where will you see the most amount of chances are higher for you to see the most amount of output, right? You have to figure that out, and that's how you prioritize your actions and not listen to all these random thoughts or ideas that you get. That's one of the lessons, key lessons, bottom line lessons that I can give you. So, and everything has to be congruent. I cannot make people hook and open an ad. Say, for instance, I open an ad with a random meme hook, which has nothing to do with what my ad is about. While that will increase my hook rate, but chances are supremely high that it will never get me relevant clicks, which means the audience who are clicking will not be converting, which is my end objective or end goal for any business, right? That's why there has to be a congruence. So we don't want to think about just optimizing the landing page only. We want to think about how can we optimize the landing page and make it more congruent with what the ads are. So basically we can switch our approach and we can see, okay, what is our current proven marketing message, marketing angle, and how can we then make that more congruent in our landing page? How can we optimize the landing page according to that? So whatever market research you did, why can't we just optimize the landing page according to the research we did? So if there were some pain points we found out, and we're just utilizing those pain points in our ads, but we're not changing and making it congruent and updating the landing page accordingly, then as a result, if even if we do get clicks, we will end up not getting people converting because there's lack of congruence. You see what I'm talking about? So it has to be like, you can keep deploying such tests that are end to end. You think about like user journey, what people see and then what they click on and then what they get. There has to be a congruence end to end. If there's a lack of congruence and clarity, it's not going to help. Like if I, for instance, let me just give you an example. Let's say a very easy to understand example. Okay. Let's say I'm running an ad for a health supplement and my ad talks about burn your belly fat. Okay. And as you click on the ad, that's my hook or that's my marketing angle, or you can say my positioning through my ads. And as you click on the ad, you land on the landing page. It does not talk about burning belly fat at all on the headline, in the headline and the subheadline. It just talks about weight loss. Now, this is not going to make sense. Even if I have my benefits listed below the product image as one of the benefits, as hey, you will be able to burn your belly fat, but it's not the main benefit that attracted people and made them stop and then click, it's not going to convert as much because there's lack of relevancy. So the biggest tip for you from this video in regards to CRO is think about maintaining a congruence end to end. It should be like a dialogue where you started a conversation with someone. Your ad is the starting point of a conversation, and your landing page should finish that same conversation. So you need to pick up the conversation where you are leaving in the ad, and you have to expand on it further. And that's the only way we can scale and while maintaining the performance. Again, with full transparency, I've not been able to completely solve and bring the cost down so far for this client. Working super hard to trying to do this. I will keep you guys posted whenever I have a new update on it. But yeah, thought I'm just gonna share my honest results and the lessons that I've learned from, you can say, my failure. Okay. Let me know what you learned from this video. What else do you want me to do videos on from my hands-on experience? I would love to do and drop such kind of value nuggets so that I can add some bit of contribution to your business growth online. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.